Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a review of two iconic legendary watches from the past. I'm going to call this video the Battle of the Budget Pepsi Divers. On the right I have the Seiko SKX009, and on the left I have the Citizens NY0086-58L. In today's video, we're going to determine just not what's the favorite, but what's the best budget diver, entry level budget diver in this class. And we have, as I said before, we have the SKX009 from Seiko. This is a watch that's no longer in production, and everybody knows the SKX. It's a phenomenal, iconic, legendary, famous, very popular diver from Seiko. Considered an entry level. It has the 7S26 movement. It's non-hacking, non-hand winding. It's a shaker. You have to shake the watch to get the movement going. I'll go over the dimensions really quick. 42 in diameter. Lug to lug is about 45.5, I believe, and the thickness is about 13.5, 13.6. It has a 120 click rotating diver's bezel. This is an ISO rated diver watch. It's water resistant to 200 meters. And on the left we have, let me turn this around. With this left-handed crown, it gets a little confusing. Doesn't take much for me. LOL. Anyway, on the left we have the Citizens Diver NY0086-58L. This watch is 41.5 in diameter. Lug to lug is 47.3. Thickness 12.8. This has a 60 click rotating bezel, and this is also an ISO rated diver that's water resistant to 200 meters. This watch originally came out with the Citizens Miyoto 8203 movement, and that did hand wind, but it didn't hack. On this example, it says that on the dial. It says 8203, the Miyoto 8203. But Citizens had remedied the hacking issue and developed the 8204 movement, which I'm not sure you can see that on the back of this watch. So now Citizens has the Miyoto 8204, which now hacks and hand winds. To the best of my recollection, Citizens developed the NY0086 watch as a competitor, if I am correct, to the Seiko SKX. And these watches at one time were directly competing with each other. This watch does have history, though. We all know that the SKX, we all know the lineage and the history of Seiko. If you're a Seiko fanboy, you know that this watch, the history, and how far back this watch goes, as far as the earlier watches that inspired, like the Seiko, I believe they called it the Slim Turtle. Then they came out with a quartz model. And then I believe in 1995 or 1996, Seiko developed the SKX watch. This watch, guys, this watch is not new to me. I've had it since, I guess, last summer, I believe, or before. I don't really know the complete history of the Citizens watch. I know they call it the Fugu, or it's nicknamed the Fugu. But I do know at one time some people love the Citizens. Some people love the SKX Seiko. I'm doing this video just to go over the pluses and minuses, and just, I guess, personal opinions as well. My personal opinion. Okay, so the battle of the budget Pepsi divers. Who doesn't love the Seiko SKX? I guess it's a love it or hate it watch. But I think with the sales of these watches, the stopping of production and the price increase online to get an SKX, I think it definitely warrants to say that it's extremely popular watch that many people have or love to have or love this watch. This is forever an iconic watch. As far as the Citizens goes, this is also an iconic watch. If I'm not mistaken, this watch was issued to the Royal Italian Navy, and it was a standard issue. I believe I'm correct on that. And these watches that were issued to them, I believe those were 500 meters water resistant, or tested to 500 meters water resistant. And there's obviously some different design cues on this watch as opposed to the SKX. This has a left-handed crown. It has a slightly different case shape and design, a different bezel design. It does have this standard bracelet, and it also has a diver's extension, which I did bring out my SKX 011 Orange Boy, because when I got my SKX 009, this was the standard bracelet for the 009, and it did not have a diver's extension. It's a very jangly, flimsy bracelet. If it wasn't issued on a rubber Seiko stock rubber strap, this was the bracelet that you got, and that was on the 009. With that said, though, I believe both companies were trying to compete as far as which watch company could produce the crappiest or the cheapest or flimsiest bracelet. To break it down, the Seiko SKX, I believe, wins in the category of iconic, being most iconic and rich in history. It does have a 7S26 movement. It doesn't hand wind, and it doesn't hack. It's a legendary watch. I really, this is one watch that will never leave the collection. I would never sell this watch, and I would never get rid of it. It's just, there's so much character and just love for this. Is my, by the way, this is my second SKX 009 that I've owned. The first one I used as a work watch a long time ago, and I used it for about 18 years, and I just kind of destroyed the watch. It was beat to hell. Thank God my twin brother gifted me another one. This watch has, technically, I would say this is probably the better watch. It has all the components of the SKX 009 as far as it being an ISO rated diver, but it also has hacking and hand winding and a superior movement. The bracelet isn't much better as far as quality, but as far as being ISO compliant, ISO rated compliant to a dive watch, this one wins because it does have a diver's extension. And the SKX, I have this right now on a strap code 3D Super Oyster, but the standard bracelet that came with the SKX was the Seiko Jubilee. It's probably one of the cheaper, flimsiest bracelets, but probably the most comfortable. So in this video, guys, I guess it's apples and oranges. I like the SKX better. I'll say that now. I love it. I also love the Citizens Fugu, or NY0086. They're both phenomenal watches. But if I had to part with just one, and I could only have one of these, in my book, the SKX wins. So one watch may be better with specs, as far as the specs of the watch go, but as far as being a favorite in my book, nothing can compare to the SKX line of watches, guys. They're both great, but I choose the SKX over the Citizens. I love them both, but you can only choose one, and I choose the SKX. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.